Wonder Nation, welcome back to week 2 of the Green and White podcast, and we have a special guest here with us today, head volleyball coach Julie South. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. So, Wonder Nation, like we said, we're bringing on more than just football this year. We're bringing on every sport, different coaches, different assistant coaches, different athletes, to really bring you the entire field of A.L. Brown athletics. Um, To start off, Coach, how did you get here today?
Well, I guess it's been a long journey. I started coaching right after out of high school. I coached club volleyball through college, then went on to coaching some middle schools and some high schools. Eventually landed here teaching. Taught here for a year, and then when the position opened, Coach Thompson, who was the AD at the time, asked me to step in, and I've been here since then.
Awesome. Did you have a playing career previous to getting into coaching?
Besides club and high school, that was the extent of my
Gotcha.
playing career. Yeah.
Awesome. So define success for your team, because a lot of different coaches define success different ways. It's not just the win and loss column. How do you define success in your volleyball team?
Success to me is growth, right? We've done a lot of work to get where we are. We've built a program from the middle school to the high school of girls that want to continue once they started in sixth grade until their 12th grade year. So we've had many that we've had for 6 years. So yes, winning and losing is part of our success, but part of our success is being athletes and academics. So I do stride to tell them, like, academics come first, and being successful in the classroom is part of an important part of being part of the team.
Sure. I think a lot of outsiders might forget the student part before athlete.
Yeah.
So, and that might take us into this. A common misconception people have about coaching a high school team. Obviously, you could be doing youth league all the way to professionals. But what's a thing about high school coaching that most people don't understand?
That they spend 8 hours in school before they even come to the court or to the field or whatever they happen to be playing, that they've had a full day of learning, and sometimes they are completely, like, just brain dead. Like,
Sure.
depending on what they've done during the day, by the time they get to practice, sometimes they mentally cannot handle another 2 hours of having maybe to learn a new skill or fix a new skill. So being able to balance and figure out, uh, what has happened during the day before we can even start practice.
Absolutely. And the team culture that you're trying to build, if you could give like just 3 points of what that is, that you're currently trying to build for a culture within volleyball.
Just trying to make sure that it's inclusive. And if they want to be part of the team, if anybody wants to be part of the team, there's usually a place, right? I mean, I have people that want to be on the court and want to play. I have people that just want to be around and want to help. They may not necessarily, they don't even care if they have a jersey or not. They just want to be part of the atmosphere that Coach Hamill and Coach Creighton and I have created, and the girls have created. So just being really inclusive is kind of my biggest piece of culture.
Um, you're a couple games into the season here. Current outlook, kind of just on the season in general, from where you stand right now.
Right now it looks good. We started off pretty strong. We played our first conference game yesterday, and outscored them 3-1, which was kind of nice. It was a good opening against Harding. We've got Barry on Thursday and Olympic next week to kind of start off our conference, which is a good way for us to start before we start hitting some heavy hitters in Cabarrus County,
Sure.
to get started.
And that kind of brings up the point of, and I talked a little bit with Coach Harden last week about this new conference, new whole realignment. How does that kind of affect you this year from last year, just the whole new conference in general?
I think it puts us in a better playing field, kinda evens the playing field a little bit in conference for us. I mean, we still have some very strong teams that we're gonna go against. I mean, Hickory Ridge, Cox Mill are always gonna be strong and tough for us, but then we've got some that we're just gonna have some really good competition with, that anything can happen at this point.
Sure. Um, You mentioned you played club earlier in your career. We've brought in a new club team with boys volleyball. Kind of tell us a little bit about that.
So that's oh wow, it's been a lot of work. A lot more work than I had really anticipated, but it's been good. The boys have really brought it on, and really it's been them. If they didn't push for it, I wouldn't have agreed to it. They were the ones that reached out, and they consistently reached out, and they still are. I've got 4 of them that help me with the girls' practice, that travel with us to all of our games, and then in turn, there's a couple of the girls that will help with the boys in the spring, and really, it's been them. If they weren't the ones that said, "Hey, I wanna do this," and keep showing up and consistently and are working, and they're working outside of school even when I don't have practice, um, I don't think it would have happened,
Sure.
but it's all on them.
What's the landscape of that look like across the state? Because I don't know either.
Oh, really good. We made our first cut last year of, hitting the 110 teams that we needed across the state. The outlook right now looks like we're gonna be over that number in the spring again. So the goal is, at the state meeting, the athletic state meeting in May, that they ask for a vote. So hopefully, depending on when they decide boys volleyball should be, but it should be the 26-27 school year that it's an official sport.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's nice. Some schools have had it for a long time. This will be technically our 4th year, coming up. So it'll be nice to, have some funding from athletics and not just
Right.
our own fundraisers.
Sure. That's a really cool addition. I'm glad to see that, and I know across the state, uh, girls flag football is also picking up a lot of headway there too. So that's cool to see these other sports jumping in and getting some recognition. Um, Jumping back to your current team here, uh, what do you see as strengths with your current team and how you're leveraging those throughout the season?
So my current team, we have a lot of returners, either returning from varsity or returning from JV, but a lot of them have played together for a while. They've played together since middle school. It's kind of interesting to see. It's kind of a team that we had on JV 2 years ago that have kind of all circled back around to each other. Uh, a lot of them also play together in other sports, so they already have that athletic relationship, with being able to work together. So that's been nice. Just the growth and improvement that we've seen, in the last couple of weeks has also been good. We definitely have some competition on who gets to start and, who's playing where, which is a little bit different than we've had in the past years.
Long-term goals for your program, what does that look like?
I mean, long-term goals is to keep doing what we're doing, keep growing, the sport, keep the girls interested from middle school through high school, and then just improving our record and, uh, trying to, like, put our place in with the bigger schools, uh, uh, and working towards that.
Um, you mentioned a little bit of this earlier about the academic side of things. When you look at a player, what are you looking for in them beyond athletic ability on the court?
I do look to see, like, how are they behaving in class? How are their academics, right? Not everybody is a straight A student, but are they working to their ability? Are they doing all that they can do? Are they getting help when they need help? Do they participate in things outside of school? Are they also working? Do they do other clubs? Um, or is volleyball their sole thing? Which is fine. I mean, everybody has their own kind of path in life and what they want to do, and whatever fits them, as long as they are, working towards something. What is their end goal, and how can we help them get there?
Sure. Um, Talked a little bit about obviously having to do your own fundraising with boys volleyball, and I'm sure with your own with your current team now. But other ways of engaging with the community, what are some ways that you guys engage with community or the families of your players to help kind of build support for your program?
So I try to keep the parents informed on what's happening every week. I mean, little things, giving them time to or messages about, hey, here's where tickets are. This is what time game times are. This is when we have practice. This is what we're planning on doing. Are we eating before? Are we eating after? Just really kind of keeping the parents informed. Attempting to work on, social media. That's not my strong suit, so it's a goal this year to
Yeah.
kinda help, increase that, and just getting that out there.
Just really creating that family environment.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, we'll end it here with some really quick three-hitter questions here.
Okay.
So just kind of rapid fire. Best piece of coaching advice you've ever received?
Uh, just be patient. Everybody learns differently, and they may get it the first day of practice. It may take them 6 weeks to finally understand what you're saying.
Right. A coach you've looked up to and why doesn't have to be volleyball related at all.
Actually, the one coach I've really looked up to is a girl that I used to coach with. Uh, we coached together for a long time down at Charlotte Catholic, and just her knowledge, and her willingness to continuously learn the game.
Favorite part of being a coach?
Just interacting with the students and the athletes and being around them.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, Coach, and good luck the rest of the season. You're doing great so far. Wonder Nation, again, head volleyball coach Julie South doing great things here at A.L. Brown. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Wonder fans, get ready for a week packed with A.L. Brown athletics starting next week. It's going to be a busy one with plenty of opportunities to cheer on your favorite team. The week kicks off with soccer and volleyball on Tuesday. The JV and varsity men's soccer teams will be defending their home turf against Lake Norman. Meanwhile, both the JV and varsity women's volleyball teams will be on the road taking on Olympic. Cross country will be competing at Franklin Park. On Wednesday, the action continues with women's volleyball playing at home against 𝗣𝗏𝗃𝗀. The tennis team will be on the court for a match against Hopewell. Then on Thursday, the JV football team takes the field against Mooresville. Women's volleyball will be back on the road, this time facing off against Central Cabarrus. The men's varsity soccer team will travel to Concord for a game, and the tennis team has another match on their schedule. To cap off the week, Friday is all about football and cross country. The varsity football team will be on the road for a game against Mooresville, and the cross country team will be competing at the Friday Night Lights event at Ivy Redmond Park. Remember, you can get your tickets and stay up to date on all the action at alebrownwonders.com. Come out and support your Wonders. All right, Wonder Nation, we're back here. Just got done talking with Coach South of the volleyball team, and now we're here with two standout athletes for the team, Kylie and Kelly. It kind of introduce yourself to us. Whoever will start.
My name is Kelly. I'm a senior and I play volleyball here.
My name is Kylie and I'm a junior and I've been playing volleyball since my sophomore year and yeah, I just love playing.
Awesome. Kelly, when did your volleyball career kind of start? When did you first pick up a volleyball?
I started playing volleyball when I was 10 and I've been playing for the school since 7th grade and I played all the way up to my senior.
Awesome. Kylie, how about you?
I've been playing since I was 9 and I played for like a lot of travel teams and a lot of other schools.
Yeah.
Like homeschool teams.
Sure. Gotcha. Kelly, we'll kind of start with you here. Beyond the win and loss column, what's kind of the most valuable thing you've learned from playing on this kind of current team?
So I don't think that winning and losing is a big thing, but I feel like we also learn a lot of lessons, like life skills and stuff in volleyball. And yeah, just feel like we can learn a lot of skills with each other.
Sure. So it kind of takes you to like kind of team bonding and things like
Yeah.
that. What do y'all do for team bonding? Kind of on the court, off the court? What's kind of your go-to?
So we do like on the court or like in practice, we do like what is it called? Wait, I forgot.
We be making we never do go out together, but we were making like TikToks together before games, and I don't know. We have this one song at practice we play every practice, and we all dance to it before practice.
I love it. I love it. And so kind of keeping with you, how do you personally stay motivated and focused throughout a season?
I just know like a lot of the players look up to me, so like I just know if I'm like down, then sometimes they won't feel encouraged to play too. You know.
Sure. And Coach South talked a little bit about from the coaching standpoint of, you guys are sitting in a classroom for hours on end during a school day, and then you're going to either a practice or you're going to be at a game all night. Kind of how does that play a part into your focus and motivation of being that student athlete as well?
I feel like it takes a lot of your time, but, like, if it's something that you really love doing, then you'll just keep doing it. Like, it's something that makes you happy. Like, obviously, school is a big part of life, but, like, once you get out of school and you do something that you enjoy doing, it makes you wanna do it more, like, just feel motivated to play, practice, have fun with your teammates and stuff.
Is there a particular moment from this season already or from past seasons that kind of stands out to you as a highlight?
Yeah, okay, so this is, like, the team that I played with my freshman year, and I just feel like that I get to play with them my senior year, and I played with them my sophomore year, and it's, like, it's a lot more hustle, it's a lot more grind, and, it's a lot more things that, like, make us want to win, and I feel like we are very, like we have chemistry on the court, and I feel like we play a lot better with the team that we have now than previous years.
Awesome. And Kylie, kind of jumping to you, uh, what can you talk about team goals and how do you and your teammates work together on the court to try to achieve those?
Uh, we have to communicate. Like, we have to work really hard on communicating to like know where we're at on the court. And honestly, like to encourage each other, like we have to stay like positive because it's easy to like get in your head or get in a teammate's head. So we're really good at like keeping each other positive and encouraging each other even when we're down.
And Kelly, looking ahead, what are you most excited about the future of the volleyball program here?
I just want everybody to, work together. The game only goes to 25. It's not a running clock, so it does take a lot of talking, like she said. It takes a lot of trusting each other, and I just want volleyball to be fun. Like, some sports do, like, not become fun because you're not making it fun, but if you make it fun, then you have a good time playing.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys for stopping by, and thank you guys for being the great student athletes you are, and stay motivated and focused this season, and keep doing great things on the court. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. This podcast is brought to you by Cardiacs. Whether you want to rep your favorite sports team, collect your favorite card sets, or chase those elusive autograph pieces, Cardiacs has something for everyone. Located right across from Atrium Health Ballpark in downtown Kannapolis, Cardiac Sports and Memorabilia is for the card maniac in you. All right, Wonder Nation, we're back here after a quick break from talking with head coach Julie South of volleyball. Now we're here with Justin Harden. Coach, a little bit about last week. Just came off a loss with Porter Ridge.
Yeah.
Talk us a little bit about how last week went.
Well, we did some good things. I was disappointed as a coach. I thought we should have won that football game. And Porter Ridge is they're a seasoned team. A lot of guys coming back, coached very well. I was just disappointed in our lack of execution in some areas, offense and defense and fundamentals. I don't think we had a great week of practice. I think we gave into the heat, and I mean we had multiple cramps. So I don't know. Like I have a high expectation for this group, for this team, and we didn't meet the expectation, and so we've just got to get better. I mean, I think people saw some good things from us, but it's still not the caliber of football that I want us playing here at A.L. Brown. I mean, we got to play faster, we got to play smarter, we have to be more physical, and so I mean, you always take the kind of good bad out of each week, but it's time to start playing our caliber of football consistent, and that's what I'm looking for.
Yep.
So, get better from the film, move forward to this week.
Any any just one strength from last week you saw that you play off of for the rest of going into this week?
We didn't have any turnovers on offense. And we didn't have a lot of plays. I mean, when I looked at the film, we had 36 offensive plays, and that's not a lot. We had 64 on defense. And so, you know, when we moved the ball offensively, I thought we moved it well. I mean, there were some times where I thought we could have capitalized on some third downs, but I mean, you know, we had over 300 yards of offense and 36 plays. So, you know, hopefully we can build off of that. And we were missing a starting receiver and a start right guard. And we're missing, you know, our best defensive end, 𝗪𝗪𝗏𝗪. So, you know, and we get most of those guys back this week for Concord.
Sure.
So, you know, just build off of last week.
I think from the me being the novice point of view from just watching last week, I did think that you did fairly well at open field tackling.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that in a couple of seasons. Now, obviously, we missed a couple of open field tackles, but I think pursuit to the ball was a lot better than what I'd seen kind of in past seasons. And I think that went to what you said last week too, was just the speed. You know, we may not kill them with size, but we do have some speed out there that can get helmets to the ball, and I did see that a little bit. And then, you know, there were great plays where we had great pass defense, and it was the perfect ball in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
And it just happens. I mean, it's just
it does, you know, and I'm proud about our defensive team speed. You know, we just got to clean some things up.
Yep.
And so we're going to be a little simpler probably this week in some areas, and so guys can cut it loose and play fast.
Yep.
Yep.
Any surprise performances from a player that, you know, you thought just really stood out from last week, or a couple of guys? I know you had some players of the week. Are those the guys that kind of gave you the performance you were looking for?
Yeah, I thought AJ, you know, for his second varsity start, our quarterback, I thought he came out and played well. You know, missed a couple throws, but overall performance I was pleased with. You know, he had 2 nice runs in the first quarter, second quarter, and then you know, put together a good drive there in the third quarter or the fourth quarter for us to score, to kind of have a chance to be in reach. Jeremiah, you know, caught 4 footballs. You know, I thought he, you know, for his first varsity start, played well, blocked pretty well on the perimeter. And you know, defensively, you know, Dylan was flying around. Dylan Hollis, he did some good things for us, and that's kind of, you know, what I expect from him week to week.
Right. Last week you talked about not being a good week of practice. How are we looking this week so far, halfway through?
It's better. I mean, I think I've been coaching 21 years. I mean, usually when the temperature drops, our practices get better. I hate that as an excuse, because I expect, whether it be 50 degrees or 90 degrees, I expect our practices to be game-like. You know, you play like you practice. You know, if you practice, you know, my goal for our coaches and kids is to make practice harder than the game. And just so when you play on a Friday night, like, things are slower and we can react quicker and we're in shape. It has been better this week. We had probably our best practice, in my opinion, of the year yesterday. And so, yeah, Monday's more of a teach day, but yesterday was a good practice on both sides of the ball. And so I hope we follow that up again with another good practice today.
Sure. We haven't mentioned the opponent this week yet, but
That Concord?
Concord.
Yeah.
And we talked about it again going back to last week. We talked about it being different because it's week 2. You know, we're not in that fall feel of the year yet, but
Yeah.
I think that fall feel kind of actually came this week, and you just mentioned about it feeling better at practice. So just atmosphere wise, how are the kids feeling about it? Because some of this is their first, you know, you got JV kids, it's the first time they're experiencing Bell Week.
Yeah.
You got seniors, this is going to be the last time they're experiencing Bell Week. Just kind of the overall feel of what you think athletes are feeling right now.
Well, there's definitely a buzz. I think, from what I've been told, Concord's been chirping this year, and so they're better, offense and defense. And so there's definitely a buzz in the school. There's a buzz on the football team. There's a buzz, people in the community, and they're hearing it also. So I expect this to be a good football game. I mean, again, when it comes down to Concord, it doesn't matter if you're playing week 1, week 2, or week 10. I mean, it's our rival, and you want the bragging rights to win this football game. And it's just, that's the unique history of this rival. You want to beat Concord, and So it's definitely it's here. It's weird because it's here a lot quicker this year, and I think it also helps, as far as a coaching standpoint, losing a game to Porter Ridge last week, you can move on a little bit quicker because you have Concord this week. And so, but kids are into it, and when you come to school on Monday, like this past Monday, it's already decorated for Concord, so it gets you in that mindset. Look, it's Bell Week, and it's time to it's time to rock and roll.
I think some of the fan base, ones that have been around for a while, ones that were fans sitting in the stands in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. I think they think of the Bell game differently than what might be playing out today.
Yeah.
But I think from a school level, from a student athlete, from a coaching standpoint that's here on campus throughout the week, I think that's been pretty consistent. And now we're working on an extended win streak here with Concord. Kind of what does it mean today and of this game, and maybe for the fan base that thinks that it has changed drastically, just kind of your opinion on that and so forth.
You know, I think back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, like if you lost to, and even 2000, if you lost to Concord, you didn't want to show up to work the next day. You didn't want to show up to school. You didn't want to be out in the public. I mean, that's the magnitude of this game. And people say that it could be lost a little bit. I don't think it is. I mean, I don't think maybe the crowd size or maybe it's not what it used to be, but it's still playing Concord. We're still playing for the Bell. It's the oldest rival in North Carolina, and that's history. And not a lot of people, coaches or players, are a part of those type of games, and so that's what makes it special. So, is it different? Maybe, but as far as the magnitude of playing in this game, it will always be consistent that it's a rival. It's a bragging right game. It's pride in communities. It's, when you grow up playing Pop Warner football, in Concord or Kannapolis, the one team you're going to talk about is your opponent beating them. And that's kind of your mindset growing up as a kid. That's how it was when I grew up here. Like, we wanted to beat Concord, and that's never going to go away. It's like Army and Navy. Like, that's never going to go away. It's going to be consistent,
Right.
as long as you live and play for Kannapolis.
I'm glad to hear you saying some of the kids talking about Concord chirping, because I think that is part of the healthy part of the rivalry.
Yeah.
When both sides are quiet and there's no conversation back and forth, I think that's when you think things have changed drastically. But I'm glad to hear that the good spirit of rivalry is still alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even this year. Moving forward to the game, key things we should be looking out for, key players on the opposing side that we need to be looking for.
Yeah, I'll start with their offense. I think his name's Dylan Black, or Colin Black. He was a starting quarterback at Mount Pleasant. He transferred to Concord, and watching his film last week against Mount Pleasant, I mean, he's dialed into their offense. He's scary enough with his legs, as an athlete, but also, they're spread this year. They've got some really athletic receivers. I think someone told me some of their basketball players or track guys have come out, and he's doing a really good job of getting the ball to those guys quickly. And so, and they really haven't had that passing attack the past couple of years. So with his running ability, their athletes in space, and him getting the ball out quick, I mean, they are a more explosive offense for sure. Defensively, they have 10 seniors on defense. They returned, I think, 9 starters from last year. And so their strength is up front, and their defensive line is very strong. Both defensive ends, both D tackles. I mean, these guys have been playing a lot of football there. And so I think they have a couple 2- and 3-year starters up front, and they're big and physical. It kind of reminds me of some of the D lines that they've had back in the 90s, that are just strong and get after you. So, and they're athletic in the secondary. And as far as kicking game, I mean, they have a kicker that can probably make a 50-plus field goal. And so, we've got to do a good job of flipping the field whenever we have a chance to, not to give him a chance to, to get 3 points, So they're a better football team, than I've seen the past couple of years, and I think they're confident and you can tell by watching the film. So it's gonna be a very good game Friday night.
It's very exciting to look forward to that game. Um, Going back kind of in history here, and I might have asked you this a couple years ago, and I don't recall because I don't recall what story you may have given me. You can give me two different here if you want to. Uh, Favorite Bell game memory as a player. This is gonna be your third Bell game this year. Kind of as a coach so far in the past 2 years. Kind of what your favorite memory has been from those games.
Yeah, as a player, I think it was my senior year, maybe, or it was my junior year because I didn't get to play in my senior year. My junior year, I remember we were playing here at home in '98, and I had a terrible first half. I might have told this story last time we talked about Concord.
I can't remember.
But I was walking up the hill, and the '91 quarterback, Andy Smith, literally picked me up and grabbed me as I was walking up the hill and gave me some choice words about how I was playing and said, "You need to just settle down and play football." And I was nervous, and that knocked the nerves out, and they came back in the second half, ran for a couple of touchdowns, threw for one, and so I just sometimes, yeah, but it meant a lot to have a former quarterback, so it's someone that I looked up to as a kid and as a player, to physically pick me up, kind of shake me, say, "Hey, let's go, wake up, play football." So sometimes you need that as a player. And I think as far as a coach, I was really proud last year that, they jumped out on us quick. We're down 14 points, and we're kind of like looking on the sideline like, what's going on here? Like, we're hitting us in the mouth. And I was really proud of how our guys responded, to tie it up 14-14 before the half, and then to defensively shut them out the second half at their place. So that was I thought, as far as the past 2 years, that was a big moment, for me as far as a coach watching us play that way.
So yeah, it's a great memory as a player, and yeah, it was fun to watch that last year. Come back from that because early on it doesn't look too great. And it was always good to see a team fight back to the end. Um, Assistant coaches that are new, and we talked about some new faces to the program last week. Assistant coaches that are new that have not experienced this rivalry before. It's always different because they understand that this is a big game. They don't know what it feels like yet. What's kind of been the word around the locker room with some of these guys that are new going into this week?
That they've heard about it. So Coach Fulmer played for Concord, our new defensive line coach, and so it's special and kind of weird for him at the same time because, he's on the other side wearing green now. And we talked about that, I think, during the summer. But even, like I said, a couple of the new coaches, like, they've heard about this rival for a long time, and they're just excited to kind of be in the moment of it, understand the history of two football towns coming together and kind of community shut down playing football. And you don't get that, in a lot of places in high school football where it's two communities side by side. There's rivals in different areas of the state, but there's none like this. And I think I don't think they fully know the atmosphere is going to be like on Friday night. And so, but they're looking forward to it. They were talking about this weekend when we met as a staff, kind of prepping for Concord. So they're glad to be a part of it, and be in this environment for sure.
Coach, I appreciate you stopping by again this week, and obviously good luck Friday. We'll keep the bell again, and we'll see you next week, Coach.
All right, thank you, Tyler.